Pastor Brian, and we're on the road today. Actually, we're at home today. We are looking and want to talk about the incredible power of doubt. Now, I know this doesn't sound like anything that you want to be taught about because we've all experienced doubt. In Mark chapter 11, verse 22 through 24, Jesus is speaking to some folks, and he says to them, have faith in God. Now, having faith in God is a simple statement, not always easy, but there is a principle of faith that goes to pretty much everything that we do spiritually in our relationship to a holy God. And the scriptures tells us that without faith, we can do nothing. We cannot please God. We cannot even approach to God. Scripture tells us we're saved by grace through faith. And so it's our faith in God that makes the connection. In chapter 11, verse 23, it says, for surely I say to you, that if whoever says to this mountain, be removed and be cast into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that those things he says will be done, he will have whatever he says. Now, that's an amazing passage of Scripture, and some people have used that in the past as a name it or claim it kind of thing. And this is not a blank check for you. I want you to see the monumentalness of what Jesus is saying here. He says to this mountain. Now, when we consider a mountain, we consider this massive rock formation that rises above the horizon so you can see it from a great distance. I remember some years ago, I was in Grundy, Virginia, on a mission trip. And they were going to widen the highway that comes through the area there. But the land where the road comes through, there was the road that went down to a river on the left side, and then there was some structures on the right side. And so in order to have room to build the road, all those buildings were going to have to be torn down. So basically, a good portion of the town of Grundy was going to be destroyed. So what they did is they went across the road, and there was a mountain, and I don't know how high it was, but I know that they brought the level down, which was up to a mountain peak. They brought it down probably 400 feet down, and made a flat area over there, built a bridge across the river. And so they went across the road and built a new town over there. And so they could tear down the old town and have that space for the new highway. Well, to remove a mountain takes a lot of work for humanity. But God looks at the monumental or the great big huge things that go on in our lives and says, hey, even though this seems big and overwhelming to you, I can handle it. But he says, we got to face those things as if we were told to go move that mountain. We might look at it and say, that's impossible, I give up and I quit. And that's where a lot of people fail in this earthly pilgrimage. They see the hard things of life, and instead of being willing to trust God and to follow His direction, they just give up. Now, having faith in God may require us to do some tough things. It may cause us to have to look at a situation that looks like a mountain and do the hard things. But he didn't say that in this here that he was going to make it easy. He says, if you didn't doubt. Now, I have without any doubt in my mind that if I wanted to take and get in this house and didn't have a key, I could get in this house. Now, I might destroy the door. I might break out a window, but I can get in this house. And I don't have any doubts about that. Well, when we face the difficulties, like we're told the word cancer, or we're facing a loved one's funeral in a couple of days, or whatever the difficulty is. If we have a faith and trust in God, we can get it. Now, this may seem a little bit petty in relation to it, but we need cans of tomatoes for Brunswick stew. We need the large cans. And so we are going to get cans of tomatoes today, but we've got to drive all the way to Midlothian to get it. Now, a lot of people would say, well, hey, you can just go to Appomattox. No, you can't go to Appomattox and get tomatoes. Not in large cans. Not available. Not available in Lynchburg. Not available in Charlottesville. So we're going to do what we have to do to get it. So Jesus continues in this passage, verse 24, therefore I say to you, whatever things you ask in prayer when you pray, believe that you receive them and you will have them. In other words, don't have a trust in yourself, but have absolute, complete faith in God. That God is a God of promises, that He keeps His promises, that He will take care of us. And if we trust Him, He'll do that. There have been many mountains I've faced in my life, but God has been there and He's taken care of it. And the biggest killer of the movement and the presence and the power of God is when we doubt. Let's not doubt, but have faith in God. Pastor Brian, and we're on the road.